My name is Candace Carter, 32 years old, born and raised in San Diego. 3 years ago, I had a career I was proud of. Marketing director at a competitive firm, 5 years ahead of my age bracket. I was driven, independent, the kind of woman who carried herself like she already owned the room. Then I met Jordan Carter. Tall, well-spoken, the kind of man who made promises sound like poetry. He said he loved my ambition. He said I was different, special. I thought he admired my strength. Turns out, he just wanted to clip my wings. 6 months after we met, he proposed. He wanted to start a life together. Quiet, peaceful. He said, "You don't have to work anymore. I'll take care of everything." And I believed him. I handed in my resignation, sold my apartment, and moved into his house. That's how the cage was built, with satin ribbons and sweet lies. The first few weeks were fine. He was grateful. He said thank you when I cooked. He kissed me on the forehead every morning. But slowly, it changed. First came the micro corrections. "You're supposed to fold shirts like this, babe. Didn't your mom teach you that?" Then the sarcasm. "Wow, frozen lasagna again? You're really going all out." And then silence. Unless he was criticizing. I became background noise. The woman behind the curtain who kept the lights on and the fridge full. I traded in my corner office for being someone's unpaid maid. To make matters worse, his mother, Margaret, called every Thursday. "In my day, we had dinner on the table at 5. Jordan works hard, honey. A man needs to come home to peace and respect." Right, respect the man who can't respect his own wife. I stopped dressing up, stopped checking the mirror, stopped using my voice. I was disappearing, and he didn't notice. Or worse, he liked it that way. One rainy Tuesday, it hit me hard. Body aches, chills, a fever so high my teeth wouldn't stop chattering. I texted Jordan. "Not feeling great. I think I need to rest today. Might have a fever." "Not my problem. Just don't forget to take the trash out." He came home to the smell of takeout because I could barely move, and exploded. "This is what I come home to? Rotten food, cold house, and you on the couch like a patient at a hospice?" "I'm sick. I've got chills and I can't stand without getting dizzy." "Wow, you really are useless without a job, huh? You can't even pretend to be productive anymore." He didn't bring me soup, didn't ask if I needed medicine. He just disappeared into the bedroom and turned the TV up loud. I sat there, staring into space, shaking. But not from the fever anymore, from rage. He wants a servant, not a wife. But he picked the wrong woman, because I don't stay broken. That night, I opened a locked cabinet I hadn't touched in months. Inside was my old MacBook, my past life, my professional portfolio, my identity. Still there, still alive. And it was time to bring her back. 3 days later, I had enough energy to clean, mostly just to clear my head. And while making the bed, I found it. A brown envelope sticking out from under Jordan's pillow. I pulled it out. No return address. Opened. Inside, a letter. "Notice of termination. Your employment at Sentinel Digital is officially concluded. Effective date, September 18th. 6 months ago, he'd been fired. And every day since, he'd been putting on a suit, kissing me goodbye, and pretending. He looked me in the eye. He scolded me for turning on the heater. He laughed when I asked why money was tight. He knew. He lied. I checked our bank account. No salary. His savings were drained. Even worse, charges for a luxury apartment cleaning service. The address? Downtown. And the name on the invoice? Jenna Hall. One of his old coworkers. Younger, blonde, Engaged. Oh God, he's jobless and cheating. And I've been ironing his shirts like a damn fool. I opened his laptop. Passwords hadn't changed. I downloaded every file. Screenshots, emails, invoices, even a calendar invite labeled Afternoon with Jay. I didn't cry, didn't scream. I just packed. Time to burn the whole kingdom down. I waited until Friday. That was Jordan's weekly poker night. He usually stayed out past midnight, blowing through money he didn't have. I packed what mattered. My laptop, my backup drive, passport, legal documents, and a brown envelope. I left behind my wedding ring on his nightstand, right next to the deodorant he never remembered to use. And then I walked out that door. No note, no drama, just gone. I drove straight to my best friend Laura's apartment. She was waiting with open arms and wine already uncorked. Oh my God, Candace, I've been refreshing my phone every 5 minutes. Are you okay? No, but I'm safe, and I think that's enough for today. I slept for 12 hours. Then I ate pancakes and cried for 3 more. Then Laura helped me write my resume. She was the head of marketing at a digital ad agency. She made me coffee and combed through my portfolio with me. She reminded me of the woman I used to be, the one Jordan had tried to erase. Let me be real. You're more talented, half asleep, and feverish than half the candidates we've interviewed this year. Get ready. You're gonna rise like a phoenix, a petty, fire-breathing phoenix. I laughed so hard I cried again. Not from pain this time, but from release. The weight was starting to lift. 3 days later, it happened. Jordan showed up at my parents' house where I was staying. He didn't knock. He pounded, fists against the door like a madman. Candace, you don't get to just walk out. We're married, damn it. You owe me a conversation. Bet he wasn't expecting my brother Jake to open the door. No, Jordan. What she owed you, she already gave. And you buried it under your lies. Is this what we're doing now? Letting the muscle do the talking? I speak fluent jackass, so yeah, might as well. I stepped out behind Jake. No makeup, hair in a messy bun, wearing sweats and holding the envelope in my hand. But I looked more powerful than I had in 3 years. Hi, Jordan. You seem upset. Could it be you finally realized what losing everything feels like? You left like a coward. No, I left like a survivor. And you? You're just a story I'll warn other women about. I gave you a life, a home. You were nothing before me. No, Jordan. I was everything before you. You just couldn't handle a woman who didn't need to be rescued. I tossed the envelope at his feet. In there, your firing notice, your bank statements, the hotel receipts in Jenna's name. Oh, and a letter from her husband, who, by the way, is suing you. You're trying to destroy me. No, Jordan, you did that to yourself. I just made sure there were witnesses. You should leave, now, because I'm this close to making sure you leave with a limp. Jordan stared at us, his fists clenched, his face turning red. Then something broke in his eyes. He turned around, shoulders hunched, back bent, a man who walked in like a lion, but limped out like a mutt. The fall came fast. Jordan's name hit HR blacklists across 3 major companies. The affair exposed. One of Jenna's coworkers posted about it anonymously on Reddit. It went viral. Corporate Casanova gets canned, cheats his way to homelessness. He applied for Uber. They rejected him for failing the background check. He tried to move in with his mom. Margaret slammed the door in his face. You humiliated this family, Jordan. Cheating? Fired for misconduct? My friends read about you on the internet. He begged. He pleaded. She shut the door. and told the neighbors she didn't know who that man was. Last I heard, he was living in his beat-up Nissan Altima parked outside a 7-Eleven in Riverside. Every time he tries to apply somewhere, his reputation follows him like a stain. And me? I don't even flinch when I hear his name anymore. He wanted to play king, but he forgot. Queens don't wait to be saved. We build empires from the rubble. After Jordan walked away that day, humiliated, exposed, and broken, a strange silence settled in my life. No shouting, no criticism, no cold stares over lukewarm dinner. Just quiet. At first, the quiet felt like a vacuum. Then it started to feel like peace. The kind of peace I didn't realize I'd been craving for years. I moved into a loft apartment just outside downtown San Diego. Exposed brick, tall windows, a plant I didn't kill within a week. I bought a new bed, queen-sized. For me, not to share. For the first time in years, I decorated for myself. Paintings I loved, books I missed, color on the walls again. It felt like breathing in oxygen after years of drowning in carbon monoxide. I got the job at Laura's firm, senior campaign strategist. Within 3 months, I was leading high-profile national accounts. One of my campaigns went viral. Unmute Her, a social advocacy brand about helping women leave abusive relationships. The irony? I was the face of the launch video. And my story? It resonated deeply. I thought I had to shrink myself to be loved, but real love never asks you to disappear. And if it does, it's not love, it's control. Emails poured in from strangers, survivors, women like me. They told me I made them feel seen, heard. Like they weren't crazy for feeling crushed by someone who claimed to love them. Jordan silenced me for years, but now my voice echoes through conference halls, boardrooms, and inboxes across the country. And his? His name is a cautionary tale in HR meetings. On weekends, I hike with Max, my golden retriever. On Sundays, I sleep in as long as I want. No man yelling about cold coffee. I go on dates now. Nothing serious, just to meet new faces. Fresh stories, laughter I don't have to force. No one calls me dramatic when I speak up. No one rolls their eyes when I say I need space. No one punishes me with silence when I say no. Turns out, the right kind of man doesn't need to play king, because he's not threatened by a queen. Months passed, then a year, and then an email popped up. Subject line, "I'm sorry, please read," from Jordan. I opened it. No venom, no accusations, just a pathetic string of apologies. "I messed up. I lost everything. I'm not asking you to come back. Just wanted to say, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve what I did to you." I stared at it for a long time. Not because I was tempted to respond, but because I felt nothing. No rage, no sadness, no desire for revenge. Just clarity and closure. I don't need your apology. I already forgave myself for loving you. That's all that matters. I hit delete. Not even worth the energy to archive. And with one click, I buried the ghost of a man who once tried to own me. It's a warm Sunday evening. Candace stands on her balcony, wine glass in hand, Max curled up at her feet. City lights glow below her. The Pacific shimmers in the distance. She closes her eyes, and she breathes, slow and steady. You know what, Jordan? You were right about one thing. You did change my life, but not the way you meant to. You taught me what I'll never accept again. You taught me that I don't need a king, because I've been the queen all along, and queens don't wait to be saved. We save ourselves. And with that, she turned back inside. Head high, heart whole, free.